Freedom by N.J.H. Narrated by N.J.H. Thousands of years ago, in the mountains of Lore, there lived the Arkan people. It was the middle of an ice age, and temperatures were bitter. The Arkans were very miserable until they enslaved dragons. They would have duels regularly, and forgot about the cold. Otherwise, the cold stayed on their minds. The dragons were abused and treated unfairly by the Arkans. The dragons tried to escape multiple times and found freedom. This is the story of freedom and freedom. Chapter 1. The Duel. Matthias, an adult Arkan who had been training to duel for decades, was dueling with Leopold, a young Arkan who had only recently started dueling. Matthias used his strongest dragon, Lurv, a dragon with incredibly strong tusks. Leopold fought with Evna, a dragon who had a great agility on the dueling ground. Evna also had a tail with man-made metal attachments. You might ask yourself why the dragons did not use their power to kill the humans. Well, the Arkans had a large population of around 500,000. The dragons only totaled a couple of hundred. The humans had weapons that could outpower a dozen dragons if the dragons decided to attack their whole family. Now let's get back to the duel. Lurv and Evna were brothers, and now they were facing each other in the arena. The arena was a large building with the audience surrounding the field on stable stands of pure bronze. Matthias and Leopold faced each other and said these required words before a duel was started. I shall not hurt the other Arkan, only the dragon. We are more important than the dragons. Therefore, if a dragon does not compete in the duel for our entertainment, they'll be starved to death. I agree to these terms. Lurv and Evna both thought that the Arkan people were crazy, for a good reason. And now the duel shall begin, shouted the leader of the Arkans, Fridtjof. Leopold tried to strike immediately with Evna, but Matthias predicted this. In the last possible moment, Matthias commanded Lurv to jump out of the way. Evna turned around, and Matthias directed Lurv to cut off the tail of Evna. This action succeeded. Blood rapidly spread to the ground, and Evna was now tailless. You idiot! You chopped off my tail! Roared Evna. All the Arkans cheered. Well, everyone except Leopold. He was mad he had lost. No one cared that Evna was bleeding to death. Matthias and Leopold gathered the dragons and walked them to the dragon cell, or safe dungeon where all the dragons were kept. Matthias opened the cell door and pushed both of the dragons down the stairs. What happened to you? Asked Antina, a female dragon who had been blinded during the duel. What are you gonna do to stop the bleeding? Asked Carmen de Bordeaux, an import dragon from Bordeaux, who was also the leader of the dragons. Lurv chopped off my tail, cried Evna, answering Antina's question. And I don't know what to do to stop the bleeding. It's not like we have a healer. Chapter 2. The Massacre. It was the middle of the night, and Evna was whimpering, sitting on the floor of the dungeon. Now don't cry, Evna, whispered Lurv, looking down at his brother. What do you expect me to do? Forget that I'm bleeding to death? Do you want me to say, oh sure, I'll forget the fact that I'm bleeding to death and must be really happy? It doesn't work that way. I hate you. Look, Evna, it's not my fault. I can't control my tusks. I didn't want to chop off your tail. Matthias did. It won't help your tail to stop bleeding if you're mad at me. Evna looked like he was about to explode. Then chop off your stupid tusks. And I don't have a tail. Lurv had had enough of Evna. It wasn't his fault Matthias had control of him to chop off the tail. Lurv stepped back and took aim at Evna. Then he jabbed his tusks into the chest of his own brother. You are no brother of mine. Those were Evna's last words before he fell to the ground. Lurv roared, What have I done? I have killed my own brother. Lurv cried and cried. Antina woke up. She walked over to where she had heard the roaring. Lurv? She asked. Oh, hello, Antina. I'm just mad with myself for cutting off Evna's tail. You can go back to sleep now. All right, said Antina, yawning, and walked over to where she thought her sleeping place was. Lurf then guided her to the spot she was looking for. No one can find out about this. I have to hide Evna before someone finds out what I did, thought Lurf. Where I hide him, I will not tell anyone. Chapter 3. The Healer. The morning after the massacre, everyone was asking each other the same question. Where is Evna? Lurf pretended to know nothing of what had happened to his brother. He also asked questions to blend in with the others. The dragons concluded Evna was somewhere being trained. I didn't worry anymore. As they did every morning, the dragons waited until they were brought out for training or a duel. After a little while, the cell door opened, and Fridtjof, an elder and also the Archon leader, appeared. But with an infant dragon. It was red and had a large jaw. The wings would camouflage him, making him hardly visible. The dragon's tail was pure iron. This is a new critter, said Fridtjof. He is still a child, only 100 years. Don't kill each other. The old man shoved the new dragon into the cell laughing and slammed the door closed. If Lurf had understood what Fridtjof had just joked about, he surely wouldn't have laughed about it. Welcome, new companion. What is your name? Asked Carmen de Bordeaux. My name is Freedom, answered the infant dragon with a serious face. Nice name. That's exactly what we're looking for. But you will obviously not bring us any freedom. All the other dragons laughed at Carmen's joke. Well, Freedom, this is what your life is about now. Fighting duels with other dragons and hurting each other for the cruel humans' entertainment. We all care for it all. Food is provided once a day. It is 2 pieces of fish for each one of us. There is always 1 duel a day, and 20 dragons can be held in the training field at a time. I am the leader of the dragons, Carmen de Bordeaux. Freedom looked at Carmen with no emotion at all, and said quietly, Oh, but I am here to bring you what my name says. Carmen stopped laughing with the other dragons and asked, What do you mean? I am the healer. I will help you escape. I am a gift from our Lord, the dragon who lives in the heavens, said Freedom once again quietly. You hear this dragon claim he is a healer, our savior, a gift from the Lord. Freedom still showed no emotion when the dragons fell to the ground laughing. A bright light shone from Freedom, and everyone looked at the light. It looked as though Freedom was transforming. In the new spot where Freedom had been standing a few seconds ago, now stood a monster with a similar shape to a human. It was green and yellow. The creature had a large jaw with sharp teeth and an elephant's ears. I am the healer, and I will bring you freedom, whispered Freedom with still no emotion. The other dragons weren't laughing anymore. The ones on the floor stood up and took a closer look. Antina, the blind dragon, didn't know what was happening. Ciela explained to her what she was seeing. Antina understood that this was inexplicable, as she had formerly seen things in her life, and had only been blinded when she was older. How did you do that? Asked Ciela, screaming in horror. I am a gift from the Lord in the sky. He has granted me this power, answered the creature. I change my appearance as I wish. I know things about some of you that only you know. I know Lurf has brought blood to Evna. I am a healer. I can only do these things as it would be impossible for the Lord to grant me anything else as helpful as these. Freedom I shall bring you. The dragons became irritated when Freedom told them that Lurf had killed Evna and now were searching for him. Lurf was scrambling to open the door and exit. Lurf, is what Freedom just told us about you true? Asked Carmen de Bordeaux with a serious face. I may or may not have brought blood to our dear friend Evna. Ciela looked like she was about to explode with anger. Everyone in the dungeon except Freedom was now crying. I can heal him, whispered Freedom. Lead me to Evna and I will heal him. It's not that easy, explained Lurf, still crying. I have hidden him in the Archon headquarters, the place with the strictest security. I left Evna outside of the headquarters storage section. Our friend Evna will be gone in 3 days at dusk then. The only way to get Evna back is to break into the headquarters before dusk comes in 3 days. said Freedom now loudly. The dragons discussed how they would break into a place with the strictest security on the planet. Freedom called for attention and told the dragons, "I have a plan." Chapter 4. Freedom Forgot. Freedom carved something into the dungeon wall, and after reading it, everyone had agreed to his plan. 3 plans, 3 nights until Evan is gone, Freedom had told them. So for the first time in their lives, all of the dragons waited eagerly for the duel. Norman and Eph were picked to battle. The duel was over quickly, and soon Norman and Eph were walking back to the cell. Eph had lost her right wing, which he knew Freedom could heal. Back in the dungeon, Lurv, Tina, and Charney were nervous, as all the dragons were relying on them to be free. The cell door opened, and they saw a large Arkan holding Eph's neck, and a young Arkan, around 22, holding Norman by the neck. The dragons saw that Eph had lost her right wing, which was now rapidly bleeding. This reminded Lurv of Evna, and tears slowly flowed down his rough dragon face. And Tina got ready in her position, which Ciela had helped her with. Just before the door closed, and Tina walked out, as Freedom had expected the Arkan would see her. Though the Rakton did not seem quite as the dragons had wished. The Arkans did push her back in, but then slammed the door as quickly as they could and locked the door from the outside, making it impossible to enter from the outside or inside without a key. Charney couldn't have possibly exited the door before it closed. "Tomorrow we shall try again," whispered Freedom. "I have not expected this. We shall change our plan in B and C." Eph will glue the Arkan's mouths together, making the Arkans unable to speak. Then we will escape. Chapter 5. In Slaughter. The morning after Plan A had not succeeded, all the dragons seemed a little miserable. What if this next plan does not work either, they thought. Freedom was also losing confidence. Freedom, the healer, a gift from the Lord. How did my plan not work, thought Freedom. Today's duel happened earlier than the day before. Freedom and Iznitov were requested to battle. The battle took less time than the day before. Iznitov knew that Freedom had to win for the plan to succeed, so earlier that day, Freedom cut Iznitov's tusks off, making it impossible for him to harm the healer. Freedom quickly turned around, and his tail slammed into Iznitov's jaw. So the battle would end more quickly, Iznitov opened his mouth, letting blood drip to the floor. The battle was over, and the Arkans cheered. The dragons were led back to the dungeon. The Arkans opened the door. In front of them stood Eph. One of the Arkans, Joseph, had been warned that Eph could glue things together. Joseph was the quick thinker and punched the dragon in the eyes before Eph had the chance to glue anything. Joseph pushed both of the dragons in and closed the door. Everyone was more miserable than they had ever been in their lives, except Eph. "How can you not be miserable in this time?" asked Iznitov. "Ik heb in slaughter tot weer het," answered Eph in his native language. "I'm sorry, I do not speak Dutch," said Iznitov. "What?" asked Lurv, whose native language was also Dutch. "I have a key to freedom," said Eph, now so everyone would understand. "What do you mean?" asked Lurv. "I have found the key to open the door," exclaimed Eph. Freedom, who knew when a person was lying, shouted, "It's true! Our dear friend Eph has found the key to open the door." The dragons cried, "We'll be free and end the slavery!" Eph told the dragons they would follow Freedom's plan now. Eph unlocked the door. The dragons all flew out and to the headquarters storage section. "We fight for freedom!" exclaimed the dragons. Chapter 6. Freedom. The key that Eph had received didn't only unlock the dungeon door, but every door the Arkans had made. "Okay, everyone, I will try to unlock this door and heal Evna. If I can't unlock the door, every dragon will slam against the door, breaking the door for sure," shouted Freedom. Freedom jabbed the key into the keyhole in the door. It fit. The healer turned the key and slowly but surely opened the door. The dragons cheered. Freedom entered and saw a giant room full of boxes. He commanded the other dragons to look in every box for Evna. Hours passed, but The dragons just couldn't find Evna. "We can't find him," exclaimed Ciela. "I sense him. He's in the room somewhere," said Freedom in a calm voice. So the dragons continued searching. After another hour, Lurv shouted, "I found Evna!" Freedom quickly ran over to where Lurv had been searching. Lurv and Freedom were staring at a gray dragon, dead. Freedom uses healing powers. "Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'echanu v'kimanu v'egianu lazman hatzeh," whispered Freedom. The dragon in the box was surrounded by an aura. Evna stood up in the box and asked, "Where am I?" Lurv hugged him immediately. "We are so close to freedom. Let us fly to the mountains of Piotr," exclaimed Ev. The dragons cheered and took off to Piotr. Evna asked Lurv what had happened. "It's a long story,"